by yourself
Mm.
because you create moment to moment to moment.
That's right. You know, for me, Pascal, I still it's not that I it's not that I created, I co-created, and the reason for me that that's important is again is that it just emphasizes the importance of collaboration.
Yeah.
It's so interesting sometimes. You know, when you think about what you used to think as a child, and I thought about something the other day because I was really upset about the, I mean, it sounds so, anyway, I'm really, really, really upset about all the different destructions that are taking place on the planet at the moment. And
Mm.
you know, say at the moment, whatever, I mean, it's always been there to some extent. And
You're more aware of it. That's the thing.
I don't know. I don't think so. I
No?
think for me, no, I think I've been aware of it very young, and I think that's part of what I wanted. Yeah. So I can remember I would have been about 5. And we'd moved in South Africa from one province to another. In the province that we were in, so you must remember I grew up in apartheid. So the government divided the provinces up in terms of which races were allowed to be in which province. And of course, whites could be in any province, right? Not other people, but whites could be. And so the province that I grew up in had a population that was called at that point the colored people, and they were all the people that had grown from intermarriage, or not really intermarriage, sorry, um, from what's the, I mean, that had grown from mixed races, right?
Mm.
So they spoke the same language as what white people did. They spoke Afrikaans and English. So when I was growing up, I grew up with, you know, seeing apartheid, but because the language was the same, and because we had a youngish woman that came to help my mom in the house, and she also helped to look after me, and her name was Betty, and I was very fond of her, and so was my mom. So when we had to leave, there were, you know, there was very lot of emotion and a lot of tears and gifts exchanged and things like that. And then we moved to Joburg. And within, I would, you know, in my imagination, I kind of recall it was probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks of being there, I witnessed the police beating a black man on the pavement. And I couldn't understand what the hell was going on. So, you know, I was at dinner table, I said, I saw this today. Why was this happening? And there was dead silence. And then one of my brothers said, well, it has to be that way. And I looked at my mom, and my mom said, it doesn't have to be that way, but the government has got certain kinds of rules. And that man wasn't obeying the rules. And I was shocked to my absolute core. You know, I mean, I was quite traumatized by what I'd seen. And the next day I was on the outside playing because I wasn't at school yet. And I was on the garden gate and I was thinking about this because I asked my brothers afterwards. My brothers were 6 and 7 years older than me, right? So they understood, in inverted commas, a little bit more. And I'd asked them, well, what kind of law did he break? And so then they said, well, he didn't carry his booklet with him.
He didn't carry
And
what?
so he didn't carry his pass. So it's like a passport.
Oh, okay.
Except you're not allowed to leave and you're not allowed to go anywhere.
Right.
You got to carry your ID with you. Um, he didn't have that with him. So, and then I said, so what happens if you don't carry that with you? You know, like, what does that do to other people? Because that's you're 5 years old and you're trying to make sense of this. Um, so I was on the garden, and my brother said to me, well, because you've got to keep people separate. Because if you keep them separate, then they can get strong first, and then they all learn to communicate with each other. And anyway, I mean
Wow.
that story was repeated, over and over and over and over and over and over again. That was like the anyway, and so I'll try and get to the point. Sorry. So I was on the gate, and I was swinging on the garden gate, and I can remember so clearly saying, "Please God, I never want to be in a war." But it seems like the war is here, and all I want is for all the races in the world, and that was a term that I had no conception of what it, I didn't really understand. All the races in the world to be together with no war. And, I mean, I'm 65 now, and I remember that, that,
Wow.
that desire was so strong in me. And as I think it is in every single child, I don't think I'm any exception at all in that way.
Mm.
And so when I was thinking about, what's going on now, and I thought to myself, well, there is more communication, between different countries. And then I thought of our group, and I thought maybe I was born at the right time, right in inverted commas. But maybe I was born at a time where my opportunity for resolving the reflection, in other words, the karma that I have of consciousness, I might even get, well, no, not might. I'm getting to see how parts of that are becoming a reality. Sorry, that was a very long.
No, like it was
Oh,
very revealing and insightful.
Yeah, the world needs to agree to disagree sometime.
yeah,
Like
not
war.
kill each other about it, but
Not go all ego out. I'm the one who's right.
mm, not be so threatened and blind to abundance, right? Always seeing scarcity.
They see difference as threatening, not difference as opportunity or possibilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
All those systems are against nature.
Exactly. Chi.
Because nature is nurture. Nature is one of the rules of the universe is abundance. Yeah. So there's always enough. There's always more than enough for each and every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
So they made it up to divide us. But it's done not against the black skinned man only. Now it's against every color of skin. Now it's against the white skinned man too.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about control.
Mm-hmm.
They are always afraid of losing their power.
Mm.
Power to rule.
Don't want us to unite.
Don't want to, yeah, exactly. So in the future, we have to carry a COVID passport or something like that. So if we don't, will beat us up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're testing us all the time, right? You know, like even you guys heard about 15-minute city and stuff like that. Well, there's an island in Quebec that they made, kind of a QR code that if you leave that island, then you need to have your QR code. And when you come back, like you need to have that QR code. But that QR code, to have it, I don't know, like you probably need to get vaccinated, get this, get that. I don't know. But like, yeah, it's always part of control. And then they start with like small, to see if this island will agree, then like they wouldn't push it much further. But if it works on a smaller scale, then they push it further and further and further. Because I know, like when it started with COVID, they always start from the east because they know like they're a bit more obedient. They follow rules better. So they started with that, and then like they come to the west, and then like it pretty much stopped, And then they introduce something else, and so on and so on, and then like. But
They're
yeah,
creating limitations.
yeah, and it's crazy that at their age, like your brothers were like aware of like, wow, if we get together, we're much stronger. So they don't want us to be together.
Well, they weren't aware of it. That's what they were told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's why I've got a very strong antenna for, excuse my language, for bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a pretty good bullshit meter. And it goes off quite often.
I wonder why.
Because the world is full of shit. It just
I
shows
take
they're
so
more
much bullshit, then
common
I have to go to washroom and empty it out, you know, and
because,
start over.
just because there are more assholes than there are people.
Yeah. So maybe I alchemize bullshit. Maybe that's what I do. know.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking the same for myself, Pascal.
You could alchemize it to know shit.
I don't know, Hans. Sometimes it's just so thick. You know, you have to see it because you can't move without seeing it.
But it's also dangerous to keep pushing people the way they're doing it. Because it only takes one who says enough, and then the rest listens to enough.
Oh yes.
And then they got the revolution on their hand.
Yep.
Yeah, as much as we don't agree with it, like evolution tension is necessary. That's what, you know,
Mm.
it's helping us like get off the couch. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta do something about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise we'll just stay on our couch and then watch Netflix all day.
Yeah.
And that's the shift.
Mhm. Here you go.
Full circle, like.
Yep.
There's a lot of shit in the world.
Or the hero journey that like Ian brought up yesterday, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only way to get past it is to move through it.
Mm.
Today my words expanding and amplifying potential capabilities.
Whoa. Just one word, Jesse.
Mm, it's one idea, huh? Many words behind it.
Mm. I will allow it just this time.
Thank you.
No worries. Just because you're the host.
Mm. Thank you. Guess I'll let you in tomorrow.
It feels so good to have so much power.
There's Pascal. Dismiss.
Mm.
There you have the gratitude.
I have what?
The gratitude.
Yeah.
Yes.
RJ said something like the other day. I was listening one of his talks. I don't know if it's a podcast or something. And he says like enlightenment is the easiest thing to achieve or whatever, right? And he says like it's the only thing that it's here and now.
Hmm.
And I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That really struck me. I was just like,
A lot of the yoga teachers say all you have to do is keep your focus.
keep your focus on the now, right?
Yeah,
And bring it back and bring it back and bring it back.
yep,
As soon as you have a thought, bring it back, bring it back.
yep.
Seems so easy, yeah?
I know.
Well, it can't be that easy. Are you crazy?
Yeah, it's my thoughts.
as easy is not valued.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our pattern, eh?
Mm.
Yep. In
It
our
can't be that
structure.
easy.
Yeah.
I need something more complicated that like it feels worthy.
That's right. By someone who's more worthy than me.
Yeah. Oh, someone deserve it more than me.
Those patterns are so foundational in us, right?
It's crazy. And they're so deep.
Mm.
Like even with your story, Allison, like how much your life was affected by that.
Yeah, and I mean, how many other people's, right? Like millions of families.
Yeah. I'm so happy that we're doing this type of work. It's unbelievable.
Mm.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
It's just like now I feel like on the driver's seat.
Mm.
You know.
And you always have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a co-pilot that was pretty strong-headed.
Backseat driver.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a wonderful morning again. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Allison.
Yeah, thank you,
too.
Allison.
Thank you, Alison.
Have a nice
Welcome.
day.
Yeah, guys. Thank you. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you all have a pleasant day.
Have a great day. Thank you all.
Thanks, Heinz. Thanks, Chi.
Have a nice
Thanks,
day.
Pascal.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye.